Chapter 4, Lesson 4, Isosceles and Right Triangle Theorems. So, the isosceles triangle theorem says, if two sides of a triangle are congruent, so if this was congruent to that one, then the angles are also congruent. Then we have the hypotenuse leg theorem, and this only works for right triangles. So for right triangles, if you prove that the hypotenuse, which remember the hypotenuse is the side opposite the 90-degree angle in a triangle. So if you can prove that the hypotenuse of one is equal to the hypotenuse of another, and then you prove that one of the legs, so either you could do MN and RS, or you could do NP and ST. So in right triangles, because they've already given us an angle, we only basically have to prove side-side. And it has to be, though, specifically hypotenuse in one of the sides. So in this one, it says, use the isosceles triangle theorem to find the value of x in each figure. So looking at this isosceles triangle, we have two matching sides, which tell us that the base angles are matching. Now, because it is a triangle, I could say 80 plus x equals 180, because triangles add up to 180. Combining like terms would give me 160 plus x equals 180. Subtract 160, x is 20. In this one, they've already set up for me that both of those are x. So I have 50 plus 2x to equal 180. Subtract the 50, so 2x equals 130. Divide by 2, and I get 65. State the two pairs of corresponding parts that need to be congruent to prove each pair of triangles congruent. So like we said, in 90-degree triangles, we have to prove the hypotenuse. So AC on the left, and since I went from A up to C, on this one I have to do X to Z. Then I can pick either one of the legs. So I'm just going to pick this leg, which is CB. And since I went CB, I have to do ZY. On this one, again, I'm going to start with the hypotenuse. So I'm going to say TR. And since I went from T down to R, I have to do K to H. And then I pick either one of the sides. This time I'm going to pick the bottom one. So I have SR. And since I went from the 90-degree down, I have to go 90-degree down. So JH. This one, again, I know the bottom down here is 65. And so I can write 65 plus x makes a triangle. So 130 plus x is 180. So x is 50. This one I can do 65 plus 2x equals 180. Subtract the 65 and I get 115. Divide that by 2 and I get 55 and a half, I think. I was right, 57.5. Okay, this one I have 2x plus 90 equals 180 because this 90-degree angle here. So 2x equals 90 when I subtract 90 to both sides, and x is 45. This one, since these are the two marked, I know these are equal. So I have 128 plus x equals 180. So x equals 52. So for proof here, we have NWO and TEO are right angles. So I have NWO here, they marked it, and TEO, which they marked for me, right angles. Next statement is O is the midpoint of WE. So if O right here is the midpoint of WE, that means those two sides should be equal. So that's what they've written here. WO congruent to EO. Definition of a midpoint. Triangle NOT, so that is this one here, is isosceles, which means two sides are the same. So that's given. And since I know that this side is equal to this one, I have NOTO, definition of isosceles triangle. Now, how do you know that NWO and TEO are congruent triangles? Well, they're 90-degree triangles, and so it's by hypotenuse leg theorem.